Joining us today is Susan Arnout Smith, the breakout author of a new bone-chilling novel, The Timer Game. Tell us what The Timer Game is all about.
The Timer Game is the story of a woman who's being stalked by a very bad man, and he targets her through her 5-year-old daughter. And then he kidnaps the girl, and he forces the mother to play the kid's favorite game called the Timer Game to get her back. And every time the mother solves a clue, the time is reset. So it's non-stop action. It's played against a clock, and it never, never lets up.
Your hero, Grace Descanso, has a tough life in more ways than one.
She does, and she's my kind of character. She's great because she is complicated, she's complex, she's funny, she's all over the place. She started out with a very strong motivation to become a doctor, and it fell apart. She is suffering now from a severe post-traumatic stress disorder and is self-medicating, so she's got a lot of baggage coming in that she's going to have to deal with in the course of the thriller. But at its heart, The Timer Game is a redemption tale, and it's packaged in this non-stop action. So the stakes are very high. She cannot lose.
Can you tell us about the mysterious Spike Man?
He plans out an interactive game with real people who have to play against their will. He doesn't intend to let her win. He is going to kill her and her daughter. That's his plan. But it's very important to him that she plays well before he does that. And play well she does.
To what extent do you have to get inside the killer's head in order to write him?
I think it's really important to keep in mind that in the killer's own mind, he is not the villain. He's the great guy who's been misunderstood.
How much research into forensics, law enforcement, and bioengineering did you do to create the authenticity of your novel?
I live in San Diego, which is a biomedical mecca. And people were very, very generous, very kind. They let me into their world, and they gave me very, very detailed answers to questions, no matter how random and strange those questions were. But the one thing I always kept in mind was a quote by one of my old-time favorite authors, Jack London: "Truth doesn't count, just make it vivid." It doesn't matter how much research you do, you want it to be hidden, and you want that thriller to fly off the page. You want people to be hooked from the word go and never put it down.
What inspired the story of The Timer Game?
Well, I'm a parent, and like every parent, I think my worst fear is losing one of my children, and so there was that element. But I actually originated a game called The Timer Game. I did it for my daughter's birthday when she was 9 years old. At some point, the Timer Game collided in my mind with the idea of a kidnapping, and then I knew I had something, and that's where it started.
What do you hope readers will get out of the experience of reading The Timer Game?
I want them to go, wow, for a few hours I was someplace else, and man, what a ride. And then I want them to say, so when's the sequel coming out?